Well, I just, me and Chuck, we go through this a lot. A lot of time when we critique these guys, these youngsters and these females, they don't understand that all the stuff that they're getting ready to go through, we are the masters of that.
Shaq just stirred the pot with Angel Reese. Shaquille O'Neal has weighed in, and he's not holding back. He called out Angel Reese's remarks about Caitlin Clark, labeling them as outrageous and baseless. That's a strong statement. But the bigger question remains, is Shaq speaking the truth, or is he simply intensifying an already heated rivalry?
Yeah, and I get to see Caitlin Clark up close and personal, so looking forward to the game.
You might be wondering, what's really happening here? Well, this is only the beginning. Shaq's comments have sparked major controversy in the basketball community. And it's no longer just about Reese and Clark, it's now about respect, fierce competition, and the direction women's basketball is headed.
Yeah, but she's incredible. Congratulations to her and her family.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is I'm just seeing her last year when they played LSU, but she's phenomenal. I'm going to record say she's the best female collegiate player ever.
But here's where things really heat up. We're about to unpack the intense fallout from Shaq's remarks. You'll see how it's impacting both Reese and Clark, and believe me, it's far from smooth. Get ready for an emotional ride that might just change your entire perspective on these rising stars. And the wildest part? This is only the beginning.
Cheryl Miller, Maya Moore.
I said what I said.
Diana Taurasi.
I said what I said.
No disrespect.
Listen,
Caitlin Clark is amazing.
This is my opinion.
Candace Parker. Nobody's ever shot it like her. No, she's like Steph Curry.
What I said.
You're right.
Listen, I ain't disrespecting nobody. It's just my opinion, and I ain't gonna change it.
Just when it seemed like the drama was dying down, Shaq dropped another bombshell that's got everyone buzzing. He's not just giving praise, he's drawing comparisons between a rising star and an NBA legend. So, who's impressed Shaq this much? And why does this bold comparison matter so much for the future of women's basketball?
I realized that this was the first year that I was more interested in the women's than I was in men's basketball. No disrespect to the men, but we've always had fabulous women players. Dawn was a great player. I got to watch Simone Augustus at LSU, Sylvia Fowles, but this year it was just different. It was like 15 or 20 beautiful females really doing their thing.
Let me break it down for you. Shaq's sudden shift in support toward Caitlin Clark has shocked just about everyone. You're probably thinking, wasn't he backing Angel Reese before? And you'd be absolutely right. But now, Shaq's changed his tune, and all eyes are on Clark. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe my channel for more awesome content. Thanks.
A lot of people felt this way. And when you talk to women basketball players, they said, listen, we've been playing great basketball for a very long time. What do you think happened this year? Because it was very different this year, and I'm trying to figure out exactly why that is. Do you think it was Caitlin Clark? Do you think it was Angel Reese? What do you think it was?
So, what exactly has Shaq so excited about Clark? He's calling her a standout talent and even comparing her to Steph Curry. That's massive praise coming from a legend like Shaq. Imagine being likened to one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. That kind of recognition can completely transform a player's career. But Shaq didn't stop there. He went on to call Clark the it girl and the cash cow of the WNBA. Wondering what that means? In simple terms, Shaq believes Clark is the new face of the league, the one who'll draw in fans and drive major revenue.
Well, it was definitely what happened last year between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. It was talked about and would have liked to seen that rematch in time. But Caitlin Clark is a special player. She reminds me of a Steph Curry. A lot of times she takes those ill-advised shots that me and Chuck don't like, but they go in. Not only do they go in consistently.
This is a game changer for Clark. When someone like Shaq speaks, the entire basketball world pays attention. His words carry serious weight. They can influence how players, teams, and even the league itself are perceived. And right now, all that spotlight is focused squarely on Caitlin Clark.
She plays the game. She's the true definition of a great player, one that makes the players around her better. Not only was she making a great shot, she was making great passes.
And we can't forget about Angel Reese. Imagine how she must be feeling right now. Shaq's comments aren't just uplifting Clark. They are also a clear signal that he's no longer backing Reese like he once did. That's got to hurt, especially considering how much he supported her in the past.
This is a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon. And if I said to any of these people who think Caitlin Clark is not the Rookie of the Year, I'd say, who would you want to start your franchise with? Now, I'm not going to put Asia Wilson in there. I'm just saying between these two. Angel Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is.
So, what does all this mean for both players moving forward? For Clark, it's like rocket fuel for her career. Shaq's endorsement could unlock major opportunities, draw even more attention to her games, and possibly lead to bigger contracts in the future. But for Reese, it's a different kind of challenge. Now, she faces the pressure of proving Shaq wrong and reminding everyone that she's still a dominant force in the game.
The average Angel Reese game is 10,100, 10,200. They come to watch her. You know what the average attendance is when Caitlin Clark plays home or the road?
What?
15,300.
Wow.
Okay? 15,300.
As Clark rises, Reese is dealing with a very different battle. Remember that fierce competitive drive that helped make Angel Reese a star? Well, now it's burning hotter than ever. Shaq's one comment seems to have lit a fire under her, and it's turned into a full-blown inferno.
Here, look at this. Caitlin Clark gets 15,591 fans in attendance, 105% increase compared to the average game is 7645. And to Angel Reese, it's only 10,000 people.
Angel Reese's emotions have clearly been shaken by Shaq's harsh remarks. It's obvious in her interviews, she appears tense and visibly frustrated. But the real impact is showing up on the court, where things seem to be unraveling fast.
By the way, speaking of basketball, Caitlin Clark now has the rookie record, the history of the WNBA, as she's now going to try to set the all-time record.
Known for her fierce competitive spirit, Reese is now struggling to keep her emotions under control during games. It's like watching a pressure cooker ready to blow, and that's exactly what happened in a recent matchup against none other than Caitlin Clark. Reese's frustration boiled over, leading to multiple fouls and, ultimately, an ejection from the game. Can you imagine? A star player getting tossed out of a high-stakes showdown with her biggest rival. It's the kind of moment that could define not just a season, but a career.
And look, Angel Reese, there's nothing that she does where you go, did you see her? Other than she plays really, really hard, and I liken her game to Moses Malone. Moses Malone was relentless. So it's not that I don't appreciate who she is or how she plays. There is no one like Caitlin Clark in the history of the WNBA.
Now, you might be thinking, isn't competitiveness a good thing in sports? And you'd be right. Most of the time, it is. But there's a fine line between passion and losing control. The same fiery drive that once made Reese unstoppable is now starting to backfire. It's as if she's battling herself just as much as she's battling her opponents.
You had somebody who was the all-time leading scorer in college basketball history who plays for Las Vegas. And nobody talked about her. Nobody talked about Kelsey. Wonderful player. Nobody talked about her. Caitlin Clark is just different. And you saw that yesterday. Again, they beat a good team, and she was great. But her ability to get her teammates involved is what's going to stand out to me with her rookie season, to remind you of just how great she is seeing the floor.
The tension between Reese and Clark is impossible to miss. You can feel it in Reese's body language during games and hear it in her increasingly sharp and defensive interviews. It's as if every move Clark makes only deepens the sting for Reese, adding fuel to an already heated rivalry.
That moment launched their careers. And when we started talking about it, I said it then, and it has all played out as I said it would. Well, I didn't know they were going to match up again in the tournament. That kind of broke my way. But this is Bird and Magic. It's not a perfect comp, but it is the path in which launched this conversation, this polarizing conversation that has everyone captivated. Sometimes something interesting has to happen that sparks an interest, that brings attention. Did Caitlin earn the attention by being a great player? Yes. Was Angel Reese in her face doing that because she was winning a national championship, which Caitlin was not doing? Yes.
But things truly boiled over when Reese committed a flagrant foul against Clark. This didn't seem like a simple case of competitive play. It felt personal. It's the kind of incident that raises a serious question. Has the rivalry gone too far? As Clark's star keeps rising, Reese's frustration appears to be mounting. Unfortunately, she's making headlines, but not for her performance. Instead of being celebrated for her talent, she's gaining attention for emotional outbursts. And that's a tough position for any athlete to find themselves in.
I wasn't really a huge fan of WNBA. Right? I would watch here and there some certain players, but I wasn't like really in tune. But then once I seen Caitlin play, right, before the hand motions and all that, I'm like, dang, is that Steph Curry with a ponytail? That's what I thought.
This entire situation underscores an often overlooked aspect of professional sports: emotional control. When you're constantly in the spotlight, facing public scrutiny and fierce rivalries, staying composed is just as critical as physical talent. Reese's recent struggles highlight just how difficult that can be, even for elite athletes at the top of their game.
Right, so before anything happened with LSU or Iowa, the girl got my attention for the way she was playing the game, scoring 30, shooting threes like it was, I never seen nothing like that before. So that's how I got involved in the game, right? So that's what I seen.
As emotions continue to run high across the WNBA, Caitlin Clark is doing something truly remarkable. She's not just performing, she's redefining the game. But what exactly is she doing that's capturing attention from fans and even NBA legends? And how does that stack up when we bring Angel Reese into the conversation?
So then when we talk about like Angel saying that she had a part of it, you are right about that. She did. I think she really searched for that attention, right? If you really watch what was going on, when Caitlin even did all this, that wasn't even to that team. It was a whole different team. When they played each other, that she was seeking for it. She kept trying to find her to do this to her, get the attention. Like when I watch these girls play, and I feel like myself and everybody else is really watching the women play now, they want to see Caitlin play basketball, right? I feel like all the attention that she earned from playing basketball between the games, shooting threes, scoring points, leading the NCAA and scoring.
Let me break it down for you. Clark isn't just making waves in the WNBA, she's creating a full-blown tsunami of excitement. You might be wondering, what exactly is she doing on the court? Here's the scoop. Clark just shattered the all-time rookie assist record. That's right, she's not only putting up points herself, she's elevating everyone around her and making her whole team better.
I think Angel, she's a cool player. I think most of her attention she's earned from outside of the game. When I watch her play, does that look special? You think people are coming to tennis to see some rebounds?
You might be wondering, what sets Clark apart from other rookies? It's simple. Her game goes beyond personal stats. She's lifting up her teammates and helping everyone around her perform at a higher level. That unselfish, game-changing ability is exactly what's grabbed Shaq's attention, and why he's comparing her to none other than Steph Curry. Imagine that, a rookie being likened to one of the greatest shooters in NBA history.
Caitlin Clark is a special player. She reminds me of a Steph Curry. A lot of times she takes those ill-advised shots that me and Chuck don't like.
But here's what makes Clark's story even more impressive. Despite all the drama, from Shaq's headline-making comments to Angel Reese's emotional battles, Clark is staying calm and focused. She's not engaging in the back and forth or getting swept up in the social media noise. Instead, she's letting her performance on the court speak for itself.
So when we look at the attendance, like who's really watching the games, right? She says not just one person, it's both of us. So Angel's team, right, in Chicago, and their attendance 6,000, 6,000, 12,000, 9,000, 8,000, 8,000, and then 17,000. Whoa, why was it 17,000? Who she played? Who you think she played? Caitlin Clark, okay?
You might be wondering, how does she stay so locked in under this kind of pressure? It comes down to mental toughness. While others might buckle under the spotlight, Clark is thriving. She's displaying a level of poise and focus that's rare, not just for a rookie, but even for seasoned pros.
Let's look at the other girl, Caitlin. Let's look at her when they have their games. 17,000, 18,000, 17,000, 18,000, 19,000, 10,000, that's pretty low. 16,000, 15,000, 17,000, 17,000, 16,000. So I don't know if it's me or what it is, or these numbers are crazy, but everybody's coming to watch a superstar player. When I watch the games, when I see Chicago plays, I don't see no super crazy game playing defense for Angel Reese. Do y'all?
No.
Right? When I watch Caitlin play, they guard her everywhere. Guard her out of bounds when she's on the bench getting arrested. They guard her everywhere. So all I'm saying is like, I get what she's saying, but she seek that attention, right? And another thing is, it's obvious she's jealous of Caitlin.
Think about it. One moment you're playing college basketball, and the next, you're at the center of a media storm, with NBA legends name-dropping you and rivalries intensifying. That kind of pressure would overwhelm most players. But Clark? She's calm and collected, racking up assists and breaking records like it's just business as usual.
Every interview, every tweet, everything is about Caitlin. I haven't yet to see Caitlin even respond to her yet. Have y'all?
No.
So when you asking me like, yo, I get it, everybody's watching women's basketball now, who's the real reason? Well, yes, you are right. Reese has a small amount of that, right? But the other real credit goes to Caitlin. Not just because what she's doing outside the court and she's waving her hand and all that. It's because she's giving buckets in basketball.
Clark's decision to stay locked in on her game rather than getting caught up in the drama is what's truly setting her apart. It's not just her talent, it's her mental toughness that stands out. In professional sports, where every move is scrutinized and criticized, this kind of resilience is incredibly valuable.
And the last thing is, they're not even close talent-wise, though. Let's keep it real. But all I'm saying is when I really watch these games, right, me and other people and the other coaches that's coaching against Caitlin, it's the reason why they are guarding her like that. It's the reason why the game plan for a rookie is being played like that.
The Shaq Reese-Clark saga isn't just about 3 individuals. It's sending shockwaves through the entire world of women's basketball. This rivalry has become a spotlight, pulling in more attention than ever before. You might be wondering, is all this drama actually good for the sport? The truth is, it's more complicated than that.
But I first mentioned Caitlin Clark on March 31st. Why? Because she beat South Carolina, undefeated South Carolina, 36-0 South Carolina. I take to Twitter and say, Caitlin Clark played one of the most dominant games of basketball I've ever witnessed, regardless of gender, age, or level. Just an absolute masterclass. I post a Brock Purdy tweet, then I say, me watching Caitlin Clark for the first time, I owe you an apology. I wasn't familiar with your game.
Sure, all this attention can be a good thing. It brings in more fans, more media coverage, and potentially better contracts for players. But there's a flip side. It also puts these athletes under a relentless microscope, where every action and every word is dissected. The pressure is intense.
And I'm with Shady. At one point, I'm cool with you accepting the villain role. I'm cool with you saying that you rose awareness to Caitlin Clark. I'm cool with all that. But now it just has to happen in between the lines. Yes, you have a bunch of celebrities following. You had that. You had the Megan Thee Stallion concerts. You had all that. But now it has to happen in between these lines on the basketball court. And that is why people is coming to watch Caitlin Clark. And that, you can look up any stat, you can look up anything. That is a fact.
But here's the big question. What happens next? Will this rivalry drive Reese and Clark to reach new heights, or will it shape their careers in ways no one expected? The outcome could have a lasting impact on the future of women's basketball. One thing's for sure. We're witnessing history in the making, and you won't want to miss what comes next.